Hey TKN Beauties. So we are back with part two. I'm super excited with Rayshone Phillips from the Head Spa Studio. And we're going to be talking about the importance of scalp care. So if y'all missed part one, it was so many gems that was dropped when it comes to healthy scalp, when it comes to head spa, breaking that down, and why it's important for hair growth. And we're going to talk about that some more again today. So, Rayshon, without further ado, thank you again.
Hmm.
I'm so excited for part two as well because we're really going to dig deep and talk to them about why it's important, why scalp care is so important because I feel like a lot of times we miss out on that. So go ahead and introduce yourself again and why you are qualified to get on here and talk
Hmm.
about this.
All right. I love it. So what makes people want to listen to you? That's my favorite question. Or, of course, I know that I'm just so funny. I'm just joking. But for most part, why I'm qualified to do this is because I've been to college on the science part of it. Okay. So I graduated from Youngstown State University with a bachelor's of science. I majored in biology and I minored in chemistry. That sparked the fuel right there for me when it comes to scalp care. Like understanding those different things. I thought that I was going to go to college to be a pharmacist, guys. Literally, I thought that was what I was going to do. I did all the prerequisites that it took to get my pharmacy license. I got accepted into Neil UCOM College of Pharmacy and Medicine, and I attended there for 2 years, and then I dropped out. Y'all,
Mm,
when I dropped out, my family was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you dropped out. You so smart. Why'd you do that?" They had all of their different reasons. And I was just like, you got to do what you love. You have to follow your passion. You got to really, instead of just standing in that one space, it's not enough for you to be satisfied, for other people to be satisfied with your goals. You got to look in the mirror every day and go up to that job, and it was not for me. Pharmacist was very, very repetitive. It was more of a job for an introvert. And, I'm kind of an extrovert. I kind of pride myself in my little extrovert. I love being that. And so it was too much for me to try to fit into that square that they wanted me to put myself in. I am round. When I told people that I was going to college to be a pharmacist, they were like, "Oh my God, you must be smart." And when I told them that I was a hairstylist or a cosmetologist, they would be like, "Oh, well, that's nice." And I'm like, Excuse me. Okay.
right,
I have,
right.
yeah, excuse me." So what I did was I changed the dynamic of that foundation. Now, science and scalp care, all they have always gone together. Yes, scalp care has been kind of absent from the beauty industry. All we do is talk about how we can do your hair, how we can make your hair grow, how we have products for your hair, how we do it's always for your hair, but the scalp doesn't get the attention that it needs. And I'm excited to be able to talk about that. I'm super super excited about it because it's not something, and it's not our fault. It's not like they talked about it in hair school. Maybe they may have
Right.
touched on a little bit of seborrheic dermatitis or dandruff, but it doesn't matter. Now is the time for us to step up our game and bring scalp care and come like correct, become scalp care specialists, understand what the scalp conditions contain, understand when to refer, when to recommend, when do you send somebody to a dermatologist, because there are some things that are beyond your scope of practice. That's no different than any other professional. Some things are
Okay. And
beyond the scope of
what I right, and what I love because I want to touch on this that what if y'all didn't catch this that she's a master cosmetologist, hairstylist, and also went to school for she a math scientist too. So she basically merged those two things together, and that's how she ended up coming up with the Head Spa Studio. And so you were just about to dive into why scalp care is so important. And go ahead and I just wanted them to catch that because you know how sometimes people don't be catching stuff. So I wanted to make sure that
yeah,
they caught that.
and I'll be blowing over it like it's like you could just walk outside and get a bachelor's
Right,
degree in science. Like, like,
right,
yeah, you just did that. Yeah, it wasn't the easiest task. It was not. But I'm grateful that I did make that investment because, and initially I thought that I was like, I didn't spend all this money going to college and I just wasted my dollars. I wasted all my money. But it turned out that it was actually a part of my journey. And that, I think that's something that you got to remember too, is that not everything that is for you looks like it's for you. Some things that you do, I love you. Some things you do and you don't even recognize that they are for your future. And that was one of the things that
Mm-hmm.
was for my future. Like I got my bachelor's of science thinking that I had wasted all of this money when actually it was preparing me for this moment. It was preparing me to be sure that I understood what it needs to take when it came to offering the head spa. And scalp care is so important in that way.
Yes. And so we like there's a lot of things that are out here, like you said earlier, and you were saying that, people just a lot of like women, they'll come in and they just really want their hair done, but they're not
Queenie,
thinking about the scalp and how
I'm
important
sorry. I'm sorry.
it
Can you
is.
bring him to me? Can you bring him to me? Because he's crying. Having a new baby and being a hairstylist and doing all of
Girl.
this is a challenge. But we're gonna make this work, okay?
Right,
Yes, we're gonna make
right.
it work. So I don't mean to interrupt your thought process. Go ahead, continue.
But I'm just saying, like, when women they come in and they're like, I want my hair done, or why my hair is not growing. Oh, my scalp is so super flaky. What do I need to do? And a lot of people aren't talking about scalp care like me and you are. I know both of us, we always posting something about scalp care.
Mm-hmm.
So break that down on why it's so
Mm-hmm.
why it's so important when it comes to scalp care and how it does affect the growth of our hair and stuff.
So just like a plant has soil, and that soil needs to be ripe, it needs to have all of the nutrients that it's in because the soil is actually the home for the roots. That's the same thing with our scalp. The scalp is the home for the roots of our hair. And if we are not taking care of that soil, we need to be watering that soil properly. Yes, water on the inside, but also water on the outside is healthy for your hair because hair has an absorption rate. You think
Mm-hmm.
about it. If you get in a swimming pool, you just don't suck up all the damn water. You know what I mean? Your hair absorbs as much water as it can, and then it stops, and that is what your hair can absorb. But you need that water. You need that outward, that on topical water, and you need the water from on the inside. But that soil is our scalp. And if you're not watering that soil, if you're not providing nutrients for that soil, you can end up having different scalp difficulties. One thing I find in scalp health is that it can be deceiving because people they don't want to do nothing for it until it start getting bad. Nobody want to talk about scalp health until they see their hair starts thinning or they done made their edges fall
Right.
out. Now they want to talk about how can I make this hair grow back, and that's when they want to come to you. But the thing about
Yeah.
it is, the scalp health needs to be a preventative measure. It needs to be something that's done prior to your hair falling out. It needs to be something that's done on a regular basis so that you're creating a healthy environment. You think about it. If you don't water a plant for a month, okay, the plant is going to continue to thrive, and
Or that
then
plant
and it's
dry
not going to
and it's gonna die.
it is it will be dry, but it doesn't just dry and die in one day. It doesn't just be like,
Right.
I'm done, I'm dead. It takes time, and I think that's what's missing, is that we don't recognize that in between that time we need to be nourishing our scalp. We need to be nourishing that soil and taking care of it. And scalp health is super important in order to have that vibrant head of hair. There's so many people out here that have beautiful hair, and then all of a sudden they're like, because hair is fragile. That's one thing that I think is also a misnomer, is that hair is so strong. My hair is so strong. Hair is fragile. Take a
No,
hot iron and put it to it. You could
it's
burn
gonna
that hair up so
sizzle.
fast. Whoop,
And look,
sizzle, it'd be right
let
off.
me
All that good hair be on the
I
ground.
gotta do a shameless plug. When you said two
Mm-hmm.
things, you said the scalp, and that's why I came up with Nora's hair care, Nora's regrowth serum. And then when you
Mm-hmm.
said the scalp, the moisture. And I talk about that like to my TKN beauties all the time, like how important it is. Like moisture is the key, one of the key foundations to when it comes to hair growth, when it comes to hair moisture. And so that's why like I created the Nora's the daily hair why I can't talk, the daily hair moisturizer, because it
Mm-hmm.
add moisture to the hair. When the hair is brittle, when it's dry, it becomes brittle and it'll break. So moisture is the key.
Yeah.
So y'all remember that. When y'all hear me say that, I got somebody to back it up for me too. How important moisture is for your
Yeah.
hair. And it's not just strong on its own. There's different things that you have to do, like incorporating protein treatments, incorporating using the
Mm-hmm.
right products that's going to not just sit on top of your hair, but actually penetrate to the cuticle, which helps to
Mm-hmm.
build up that hair follicle, and which helps to add moisture from the inside out. So I just wanted to like, that was because I'm always saying this all the time when I'm on my lives, when I'm on posting and things like that. So for you to say that, I had to piggyback off of that. I had
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's good. That's good. I mean, because you understand. I know you heavily understand. But in order to get it clear, we need to be talking about this more frequently. I feel like it's a conversation that's not being had often enough. And again, starting this class was not just so that I can
yep,
offer the head
yep.
spa. I
And
wanted
a
to
lot of times,
everybody to be able to offer the head spa and understand what they're offering because that's truly truly important. You just can't go mixing some essential oils, saying you're going to do a scalp massage. I mean, true techniques that are going to help with the scalp health and not just rubbing on the scalp. So that
right.
matters.
And what does, let's talk about that too. Like, what does massages actually do for the scalp? Well, essential oils and massages do for the scalp. So,
So
what's the
we've
benefits
talked a
of
little
those?
bit about yeah, we've talked a little bit about essential oils, and essential oils is there's a vast amount of knowledge in different essential oils and carrier oils. Because remember, we talked about the fatty oils as well. They all have different benefits. Some of them have protection against sun rays. Some of them have protection against bacteria. Some of them are moisturizing. They actually help moisture stay in the hair. They contain things like linoleic acid that helps keep the moisture inside of the hair, and that's the component that does that. So it's true super super important as far as essential oils go. They truly truly do create a nutritious environment for the hair to thrive in. But when we're talking
So
about
I'm saying, like, you mixing it, like what makes that work? Because I don't think people understand that.
mhm,
Yes, when you put this oil, because I tell my clients and my customers all the time, when you use the Nora's Regrow serum, massage it in your scalp. So what makes
mhm.
that work, like those two work together and make them get results?
Right. So scalp massage in connection with essential oils, scalp massage helps improve the scalp elasticity. Have you ever seen somebody's scalp, like a guy's, even like your forehead? Your forehead doesn't have as big of pores, otherwise, you'd have little dots all around, just like when you have your hair. But your hair follicles do. If those, if that elasticity goes away, that
Mm,
scalp shrinks up so tight that it becomes shiny and you can no longer get nutrients into the hair. You want to maintain that elasticity in the scalp. And also, when you're massaging, it helps encourage blood to travel to the scalp. And that's what
right.
you want. We need blood flow. The blood flow in our bodies contains oxygen. That oxygen and those nutrients inside of the bloodstream are how we get the nutrients to our hair follicles. So if you're not when you're massaging the scalp, you're making sure that elasticity happens, but you're also hitting those nerves so that you're bringing, oh, I love that, I want one of those, I'm going to order one of those.
Hey.
Yes, that's the scalp massager thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. I when you was
Yeah.
saying that, it was sitting right there, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta show, bro. This thing feels so good." So
Yes.
massaging your scalp either with a tool, because they have different tools on the market. They have things like this. They have like the one that you put the battery. I used to use it a lot at the salon, but it end
Hmm.
up what happened? Bro, it just kept breaking. So I stopped using.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use your good old fashioned fingers when you're massaging your scalp. So massaging your scalp is not a made up thing. It really does
No,
work, and it really
it really does
will
work.
help you.
Yeah. Yep, it really does. It really does. It just, again, it's like doing everything to make sure that you're creating a good environment for your scalp health. Hair on its own will continue to grow, yes, if you leave it alone. But we are walking around every day with all of the elements inside of the world. You're not just leaving your hair alone. You're walking around, you walk outside, there's smog, there's dirt, there's grime, there's wind, there's all kind of things. You ponytailing it, you putting it down, you putting braids in, you want a lace front, you want to sew in, you want a ponytail, you want, all of these different things. That is why we need to do things to create a healthier environment, because it's important to create that. When you create that environment, you're going to get the results. If you make sure that your scalp health is up to par, if you ever come across a moment where you're experiencing extreme stress or something like that, you won't experience as much hair loss because you have been taking care of yourself. The same things we do to our face are the things that we need to be doing to our scalp as well.
I'm so glad you said that because there's a post that I have on social media on Instagram, and you know how like people be comment under it, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody said that not too long ago, like, oh, I just don't do anything to my hair, and it's like you have to do something to your hair in order for you to achieve the results that you want. So I'm so glad that you touched on that because so many people look, he like, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, and so many people
You know it, and it's
he like, I'm ready to eat. But it's
right. He
so
gonna
many
eat in a
people
second.
out here that that just give out so much misinformation, or they like, oh, I don't do anything. And it's like you have to do something. And I'm glad you said that about the preventative care. Because a lot of times I'm seeing a lot of women, and I'm starting to get like men clients and customers, but they wait till something
Mm-hmm.
happen in order for them to start doing right. And when I worked at the
Mm-hmm.
senior building, like it really opened up my eyes. And I was like, you know what? Because a lot of the women was like, oh, my hair used to be like this, my hair used to be like that. And I said, a lot of people aren't thinking about what happens. God forbid you get on any type of medication, something happened to you, and then now
Right.
you taking a medication that now your hair is falling out. But say if your hair was
Mm-hmm.
already thick, nice and full, you got some strands that's okay, that you can get, that you can afford to lose. But if you
Mm-hmm.
are already doing the things that you shouldn't be doing, and then something happened to you, now you don't have strands that you can spare. Like they
Right. Right.
already
You done lost
dispersed
all your hair.
because you haven't been doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
First off, you haven't been using the right products. You've been doing the braids and weaves and the styles that's too tight for your hair. Now you don't have no edges. Now you on this high blood pressure
You ain't
medication
doing
that's
no scalp
causing your
health.
hair. You ain't did no scalp health or anything. So that's why we are on here and we're doing this 3-part series, because we're trying to give you the information and do the things that you need to do to prevent you from going through, hair loss. Or even if you are going through hair loss, do these things because certain things it can be reversed. If you
Mm-hmm.
are incorporating scalp health, if you are incorporating essential
Mm-hmm.
oils like Nora's regrowth serum, got a plug. If
Mm-hmm.
you are doing the massages to your scalp, while we sitting there
Right.
watching TV, you could be massaging your scalp right then and there,
Mm-hmm.
waking them follicles up.
Mm-hmm. Right, waking them up, waking them up. And I mean, it's never as relaxing to have your stylist do it, to be honest. That's just the truth.
It's honey.
So, and having someone who is knowledgeable about scalp massage is really important as well. Scalp massage, we think just rubbing, and it makes it the simple task, but it literally, you need to understand how to properly perform a scalp massage. You need to be using techniques like effleurage, tapplement, vibration, in order to really stimulate those hair follicles. So that's important as well.
So how many massages are there? Like how many different scalp massages are there?
So in my class, I teach 12 different techniques. Two of the techniques you're going to be using in the beginning. So, but there are tons of different scalp, like different types of massages. In my class, we learn effleurage, petrissage, taplement, and vibration, because those are the main ones that stimulate nutrition, that stimulate the scalp the way it needs to. I know, baby. I know.
Girl, he hungry. He like, honey.
I know. This reminds me of 19 Keys. He had a woman on his channel, and she was nursing, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, look at that. That was yeah. So, but
Girl.
yeah, those are the different four techniques that we use inside of the coursework that I'm learning to make sure that
Okay.
we're touching on all of the different. Of course, we're adding the relaxation, but then also we're encouraging the nerve. We want the nerves to get some stimulation, and we want the blood to also come to the scalp, and we want to increase the elasticity. So we're using those four techniques to make sure we're touching on all those different things.
And girl, and that video that you posted and you was doing the massage, like I was like, oh, I need me one on my head. Like you said,
I
it
want
ain't
to I want
nothing
to come
like
down.
girl, it ain't nothing like somebody else doing your hair. And I get so tired
Hmm.
of doing my hair. Like
People
and
don't
my
even, I
clients
think
tell me
that's
all the time, oh
something
my
we don't
God,
realize it. Like, oh my God, as a stylist, y'all, Queenie was like, Mom, you really should go on a healthy hair journey for yourself. I said, and who gonna do it? Because I'm not about to go in the salon, do hair all day, then have to do my own. No, I bet you I won't. I'm tired. I'm tired. And I understand it, but I'm not a YouTuber that's on YouTube just doing my hair. I'm doing hair regularly. And so it is a
let
lot
me
of
tell
work. My clients got long hair because I take care of their hair.
and I struggle with that so much because I'm like, okay, I have a product line. My hair needs to look a certain way. Friend, I be sitting there at the salon and I gotta do my hair. Yeah, I'm gonna do my hair like I'm talking to everybody. And I'm saying that because I'm building up the courage to do my hair. Like
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, dang, I'm so tired. I don't feel like doing my hair, but I know I have to do my hair. So that whole day, I'm like, I gotta do my hair. I gotta do my hair. I gotta do my hair. Oh, I gotta do my hair. Oh my God, I gotta do my hair. And so it's so hard as hairstylists for us to keep our hair done. Remember back in the
It
day,
is.
like when the stylists, they'd always be like, why the stylists look like that? Now I understand it.
We know why. We know why. Because it's so hard. Yes. So listen, with this, I don't want to cut it short, but my phone is going to die. We've been online for a little
Yeah,
bit, and
we
I didn't
already
charge it
putting
in
at our
between.
mark anyways.
Yes. So, but I do want to, let you guys know before we go that scalp health, these conversations are just based off of my experience. I've been doing hair for 20 years, and Kenyatta, I know you have, I don't know how many years you have under your belt, but I know that you've been doing it for a very long time. And this is so important. Look at your resource. When you're getting your information, it's okay to fact check the person who is writing the blog, the person who's your email you're listening to, or just be sure that you're checking the information, because when you get it from a reliable source, you can guarantee that you're going to get the results that you're looking for. And your hair is nothing to play with, because you can literally make your hair fall out. So be careful. But thank y'all. Rayshone Phillips here. I love talking scalp
So
hair.
thank you, Rayshon. Let them know where they can find you at and your social media platforms.
Yes. So right. So check me out at the Head Spa Studio for Instagram and Head Spa Studio for TikTok. Just you can check me out on there. If you have any questions, you can DM me on for sure on Instagram. And check out my website, theheadspastudio.com, where you can learn more about the scalp care certification course, all of the details of it, and how you can enroll.
All righty. Well, thank you again, Rayshon, for part two. Y'all will be seeing part three as well. If you have not watched part one, make sure you go watch part one. Also, make sure that you're leaving your questions and leaving your comments below because we will be answering questions as well to help you on your healthy hair care journey. Remember, when it comes to your healthy hair care journey, you are not alone, and I am here to help you. I will see you again for part three soon. All right. I love y'all. Talk to y'all soon and continue to be fabulous.
Yes, yes, do
Thank
that.
you,
Do that.
Rayshon.